Welcome to The Gavel, your weekly Denver City Council wrap-up. Here's what happened this week. On Monday, January 29th, City Council passed a bill changing when temporary shelters can be removed. The city won't clean up temporary shelters when the temperature is forecasted to be 32 degrees or below. Council members cited health concerns with removing people's shelters in low temperatures. The bill narrowly passed the council in a 7-6 vote and is now awaiting signature by the mayor. Council members voting in favor expressed an immediate need for the changes. Members opposing the new rules were worried that the amendments were too broad and could be confusing to officials.
Unfortunately, this bill does not address some of the key components of what we had heard about protecting people's possessions and coming inside. I think this bill makes it so that we lose the ability to pair our outreach and enforcement.
We want the mayor and his administration to continue to house 1,000, to house 2,000, to house 3,000 folks. And so I'm not asking you to pause. In fact, I'm asking you to move with urgency because there are people who are dying in our streets. And I would not ask for anything other than that.
On Wednesday, January 31st, the Safety Committee heard a briefing on the migrant influx in the community. Since January 11th, Denver has seen about 200 migrants arrive per day, utilizing 10 shelters and 7 hotels. In 2023, the city spent $46 million on shelters and support and expects to spend $180 million in 2024. Officials want to help ease the transition for people moving into the city and hope to see people housed 6 months after arriving. To get there, a focus will be on health and needs assessment, transportation, temporary sheltering, and work authorization.
Taking a shelter system with 4,500 or 4,000 people and trying to bring it down to a level of even half that is going to take a lot of work. And there are multiple levers that we're going to have to pull in order to get there. These are about 8 of them that we are currently working on right now.
What's not known moving forward are how many buses Denver will receive, how many people will want to stay, and if any federal funding will be available. For more information, visit denvergov.org/newcomers. Also this week, the Finance and Governance Committee discussed 2 proposed proclamations. The first seeks to affirm Denver's commitment to human rights and calls for the federal government to work towards an immediate ceasefire in Israel and Gaza. It is sponsored by Council members Chantel Lewis and Sarah Parody. The second proclamation is in support of asking federal officials to expedite the work authorization process for asylum seekers, sponsored by Council member Darrell Watson. This was an opportunity for members to discuss the proposals and for the sponsors to gather feedback, and it will be up to the sponsors to introduce them to the full council. You can find links to City Council meetings, schedules, agendas, events, and news at denvergov.org/citycouncil. Denver City Council meets every Monday at 3:30 at the City and County Building Council Chambers, or tune in live on Denver 8 or Zoom. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for Denver news, events, and information.